If you haven't seen it for sale, you're not alone. It's nearly impossible to find in the US at grocery stores. Surprisingly, you may be able to buy them fresh on Amazon, depending on your location. Commonly known as pitaya, as well as other names like dragon pearl fruit and cactus fruit, a quick Googling of this so-called superfood will produce a laundry list of sensationalized headlines, which are coming from noteworthy media outlets and other authority sources. Our favorite, for all the wrong reasons, is this one. The new exotic fruit with extreme health benefits. Wow. Apparently just plain old benefits aren't good enough these days. This fruit offers you the extreme versions. We can't wait to find out what those are. Unfortunately, the actual article associated with that headline was complete rubbish and didn't tell us. Perhaps a couple nuggets of useful info, but mostly fluff and certainly nothing which warranted the use of that adjective. So we looked elsewhere to get to the bottom of this. Dragon fruit. Given its name and funky appearance, your first guess might be that it comes from China. Actually, where dragon fruit is native to is Mexico. Or at least, that's the best guess for the origin country. If not Mexico, scientists are confident it's from somewhere else in Central America. The Eastern-inspired name is thanks to its recent cultivation in some Asian countries, a new phenomenon within just the past 100 or so years. This white or red-fleshed fruit grows on a night-blooming cactus. Most often it comes from the Hylocereus genus, which includes over a dozen different, yet very similar, species of cacti. With each fruit weighing up to 2 pounds, it's the size of an elongated softball. The taste is subtle and not overtly sweet. The flavor is often described as a cross between a kiwi and a pear. The texture is juicy, with tiny black seeds evenly spread throughout the flesh. How to eat pitaya? However you want. Dice into cubes and use as a topping on cereal, oatmeal, and ice cream. With the fresh fruit, you can slice it in half and easily scoop it out with a spoon and into your mouth. Eating it acai bowl style is probably the most popular way it's sold in the US. The clinical studies. Since literally not a single article we saw cited any, we turned to the NIH's PubMed database. It has just about any and every legit piece of medical research ever published, tens of millions and growing daily. Out of all those, certainly we should uncover some clinical validation about what the benefits are of dragon fruit. Let's start by searching under its common name. Nothing. Looking under pitaya and pitahaya were also failures. Typically, their database is good at automatically matching common names with the scientific names, but just to be sure, we also looked under Hylocereus, even though only 3 species are typically consumed. By looking under this word, we have covered every species in the genus. Steinocereus, while this is a different type of cactus which we don't normally think of as pitaya in the US, we looked under this genus, too. Neither produced any results. That means dragon fruit health benefits have never been researched in any clinical trials whatsoever. Nutritional value. Since we're striking out on finding human clinical uses for pitaya, let's turn to something more straightforward. Out of the nearly 77,000 foods in the USDA's National Nutrient Database, the closest entry you will find is one for Lifesavers Raspberry Dragon Fruit Candy Gummies. Not very helpful. If you look at all the hyped-up articles about this fruit, some do list nutrition facts for pitaya. The problem is they don't list a source, or when they do, they're just citing one another. A big incestuous circle of research that doesn't seem very reliable. When they cite Livestrong as the source, it does not evoke the most trust, at least in our book. Based on the values many of these sites list, it appears many are originating, probably unknowingly, from the Pitaya Plus Smoothies Packs nutrition label. Those are frozen 3.5-ounce bags of the fruit pulp you can buy in the frozen food aisle at some Whole Foods and other diverse grocery stores. They are organic pitaya pulp with seeds intact and no added sweetener. Admittedly, they're close to the fresh fruit, but not the same thing. The best, most complete, and reliable nutritional data we could find came from a study published in a 2014 edition of International Food Research Journal, 2. Conducted by the Department of Nutrition and Health Sciences at a university in Malaysia, they ran a number of tests on red pitaya. They tested local samples from Malaysia and imported samples from Australia. We went with the numbers from their Malaysian test, since presumably it would represent fresher fruit. Regardless of where it's grown, most values will remain the same. Technically, it was fresh pitaya juice which they was tested. However, given their description of how it was made, it was essentially that the entire fruit liquefied, since they kept the fiber intact. It was raw, not pasteurized or heated. They didn't include the skin or peel, but no one eats that anyway. To be confident in the numbers, we cross-checked against another source involving just the fruit pulp. They reported on measurements of how much vitamin C, fiber, protein, and fat it contained. Weight loss. While far from proven, this one does have some interesting research. But it's mostly from 2016, and the articles claiming that pitaya is good for losing weight were written before these latest studies were even published. At a Chinese university, they looked at 36 mice, divided them into 3 groups, and fed each a different diet: low fat, and high fat plus a daily dragon fruit dosage. This went on for 14 weeks. Since they considered these as digestive benefits, they said dragon fruit may be a potential treatment for type 2 diabetes and non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Anything is possible, but the gut flora of mice is way different than humans. If we want to start basing digestive decisions on the gut flora in rodents, then we would avoid stevia. Why? Because the gut flora of rats reportedly converts stevia to a mutagenic compound. Thankfully, the same does not happen in humans with the amounts we eat. Another pitaya study published in 2016 by Malaysian researchers found that when rats were given red pitaya juice along with a high-fat diet, there seemed to be a positive influence on obesity-related genes. Specifically, genes which are believed to help with energy balance. Other research from China in 2016 also suggested gene-related anti-obesity advantages in rodents, but they were using the beta-cyanins from the fruit peel, which no one eats. Good for skin and hair. Many websites are saying this fruit is good for skin. Why? The most cited reasons are because it has high amounts of vitamins A, C, and minerals, which are amazing because they moisturize and smooth the skin. What a crock. As you saw above in the nutrition, there's nothing special going on with those things. Others take it a step further and start saying you should use it to treat skin diseases. Instructions of using pitaya for acne are given. Mush a slice up into a paste and apply it topically to the red and inflamed pimples. Their remedies for eczema and dry skin was similar. If any of those work, there's literally no research on them. Not even in mice or rats. The only research we could dig up related to skin care was from 2005 and involved diabetic rats. White dragon fruit extracts, from the Halocereus undatus, were created using the pulp and other plant parts, flowers, leaves, and rinds. As far as it helping hair, the statements are related to appearance, like being shiny and full of volume when the extract is used in shampoo and conditioner. It's completely subjective, and with zero research, there's not much to say on this. Thankfully, no one seems to be alleging it helps hair loss or an actual disease of the scalp. If you enjoyed this video, kindly press the like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe with notifications on, so that you don't miss out on videos like this. Thank you for watching.